In this screencast, we'll talk about the hair, one of the accessory structures of the integumentary system. Hair is present on most parts of our body, and its color is determined by genetics. So dark hair results from a production of eumelanin. Blonde and red hair results from the production of pheomelanin. And then if you have gray hair or white hair, it's because the cells stopped producing melanin or never produced it in the first place. So it's an absence of melanin. These are the parts of the hair that we're going to talk about. You can also see there are different glands and whatnot on here, but we're just going to talk about the hair in this screencast. The parts of the hair that we're going to talk about are the follicle, the bulge, the root, the bulb, and the shaft. We'll begin by talking about the hair follicle. So the hair follicle is a hole. It's the hole that the hair sits in. Hair is going to develop near the bottom of the hair follicle. Now it doesn't develop from the very, very bottom. Instead, it develops from here, the hair bulge. It's going to develop here, move downward, and then it will push older cells upward as new cells form. Sometimes the hair follicle will go into the subcutaneous layer or the hypodermis, but for the most part, the hair follicle is situated within the dermis. Next, we have two major parts of the hair, the root and the shaft. So the hair root is the part of the follicle below the surface of the skin. So we often say that your roots are showing or you need to get your roots re-dyed when we're talking about this part of the hair that has changed color if someone dyes their hair, but that's not actually the root. The root is this part below the surface of the skin. The hair shaft is the part that we see. It's the part above the skin. So this is the hair shaft. This is the hair root. The hair shaft is dead and keratinized, so it's hard and it's waterproof. The hair bulb is the base of the hair follicle. So you can see the hair bulb is down here. So this is the part that sits in the very, very base of the hair follicle, and it's where the cells are nourished. There is good blood supply from the blood vessels found within our dermis. There are also nerves, so you can see here, these are the blood vessels. You can see there are also nerves attached, which is part of why it hurts when you pull out a hair. Next, you have the erector pili muscle. The erector pili muscles are muscles that are attached to the hair follicle. Its job is to pull the hair in the follicle in order to stand up. For the hair to stand up. So remember that muscles move things. In this case, the erector pili muscle moves the hair. We see the erector pili muscle in action when we get goosebumps, which are a response to cold or fear. Again, here's just a quick overview of what the hair looks like. So we have the hair follicle, which is the hole that the hair sits in. Then we have the hair itself. We have the root beneath the surface of the skin, and we have the shaft above the surface of the skin. Then we have the hair bulge right here, which is where new cells are going to form. As new cells form here, old cells are pushed outward. We have the hair bulb, which is where the cells get their nourishment from because they're attached to blood supply within the dermis here. And then lastly, we have the erector pili muscle, which is going to pull on the hair to make it stand up straight in response to cold or fear.